My name is Srivindranath Roshni and I'm from Group 3. Today in History of Philosophy, we are going to discuss about Hegel. Hegel said that all history gives birth to Napoleon and it is pregnant to all the events in the future history. Metaphysical monism is absolute idealistic monism, that is, everything is idealist. He says the real is rational and rational is real. Here, real is meant to be a creative manifestation of mind or spirit. In rational is real, he meant that categories of thought which starts creative thinking and creative activity to the categories of thoughts are also categories of reality. The starting point of Hegel was all the inclusive creative spirit whose creativity is being clearly manifested in movement of history. The echo of the earliest Greek thought, that is, Hegel sees the individual as a more microcosm of the whole, that is, you are the image of the God. In 18th century, the reason involved in the ideals is the proposition of judgment which developed in the syllogism. That is, the key difference of the Hegel is that Hegel makes the focus on the thoughts reasoning, not on the proposition of concept, the Begriff. The creative thinking process is the life of light and life of spirit. The phenomenology of mind or spirit. It is the description of logos structures. There are 3 points. First one is logic, second is nature, and third is spirit. The first point, logic, it is the logical structure that forms. And in nature, objective material on which spirit is manifested. And the third, spirit, the conscious outworking of concepts. Everything which is numbered. And the first one is the phases, and the second number is the antithesis, and the third number is synthesis. Phases is the immediately approaching comprehension that comes in the mind that immediately. And antithesis is the mediating stages. Synthesis is which that comes with together with the comprehension. It is the movement from the abstract to the concrete. Hegel about contradiction. Instead of speaking of the maximum of excluded middle, which is a maximum of abstract of understanding, contradicting is the moving principle of the world is that contradiction is unthinkable. So the contradiction is not the end of the matter. And he points out about the concept. First one is universal concept, and second is particular concept, and the third one is individual concept, that is individual.
I am Kaipada Tinod Chandra. Today I am going to speak about Hegel's phenomenology of mind. Hegel's phenomenology of mind is an extensive and wide-ranging investigation of how knowledge is obtained of absolute truth and of how spirit reveals itself as absolute reality. Hegel maintains that knowledge is not separate from or external to absolute reality, but the knowledge is itself reality, and that reality is mental and spiritual. For Hegel, the reality is rational and logical. Reality is conceptual totality of absolute mind and spirit. Knowledge reaches its goal when it arrives the absolute, and when it no longer has to search beyond itself, because in its absolute it finds itself. According to Hegel, the absolute spirit and the spirit is reality. all truth is within the absolute. The absolute has self-existence, that is, it has being for itself. The absolute results from a process of becoming and developing itself. Hegel declares that essential reality of that which has being for itself is not in an other. The other is not essential to the to which has being for itself. Essential reality of which has being for itself is self-existence. Absolute is being in and for itself, and it is thus an absolute negation of otherness. Hegel describes consciousness as developing through moments that include sense certainty, perception, and understanding. Sense certainty is an experience of immediacy of sensation, which does not depend on either the subject or the object. Perception is an awareness that an object is universal and unconditioned by sensation. Understanding is a recognition that unconditioned universality of the true object of consciousness transcend and sensation and perception. According to Hegel, the world of appearance is directly perceived, but the world of inheritance is not being directly perceived. The sensible world is the antithesis of supersensible world, but both worlds are aspects of the same reality. Mind is absolute substance, and the concept of mind is found by self in self-consciousness. Self-consciousness may be in itself, for itself, or for another. The self-consciousness that is in itself is an object for itself or for another. The self-consciousness that is for itself is independent, and the self-consciousness that is for another is dependent. Hegel likens the relationship between independent and dependent self-consciousness to relation between lordship and bondage, or between master and slave. The master is independent of being determined by other. The slave is dependent on being determined by another. The consciousness of other is unessential to independent self-consciousness, but the consciousness of the other is determining factor for a dependent self-consciousness. Self-consciousness has otherness within itself insofar as the self-consciousness is of what other than itself. But this other is unessential to self-consciousness. Self-consciousness is contrary when it is conscious of both sameness and otherness. This divided mode of consciousness is called by Hegel the unhappy consciousness. When the unity is not present between independent and dependent self-consciousness, the self is in conflict with itself. This unhappy consciousness is conscious of itself as being divided and as not able to being reconcile itself with the other. On the other hand, the undivided consciousness is a dual self-consciousness that brings unity to self and the other. Consciousness is described by Hegel as both being active and passive. Passivity can be sublated by activity. Activity can be sublated by passivity. According to Hegel, force is a process that can move consciousness actively or passively. Force is a proper process whereby individual elements of consciousness are assembled to an undivided unity. On the other hand, the expression of force may disperse individual elements into greater disunity. Force may have moments of expression or withdrawal. The interplay of two opposing moments of force may be mediated by understanding, which brings the two opposing moments into a single undivided unity. Thus, force is process that moves consciousness to an understanding that unconditioned universality is the inner being of all things. Hegel describes reason as self-consciousness and the self-consciousness as reason. Self-consciousness becomes all reality as the evolving dialectic triad of intention, perception, and understanding demonstrate that otherness is not inherently real. Reason belongs to the absolute in the reason that is conscious certainty of being all reality. Absolute is a universal reality that is absolutely conscious of itself. According to Hegel, all reality is reason. Whatever is real is rational. Whatever is rational is real. The reality of reason has a universal necessity. Whatever is irrational cannot have conscious certainty of its own reality. Negativity is a process whereby the self maintains itself within itself, determining itself as an inoperative unity. Negativity is self-existence in otherness. On the other hand, freedom of self-existence is a capacity to establish relationship with other selves in an operative unity. Hegel declares that self-consciousness is an essential reality to itself as individual mind. Self-consciousness is aware of itself as essential real and expressing its own individuality. Thus, the ethical world establishes the absolute spiritual unity of individuals in their own independent reality. Hegel argues that although pure individuality may be antithesis of pure universality, the self in its heart may feel their immediate unity. The self may realize that self-existence is necessary and universal. Thus, the law of heart produced universal individuality. The world process is by nature real and universal, but individuality is actualization of universal reality. Self-existence is a unity of self and existence. Spirit is also this unity, in that it is universal essence and substance. Spirit is self, self-existence and action. Spirit is the self of self-consciousness, which has certain sense certainty, perception and understanding. Self-consciousness may renounce its self-existence and thereby establish its own universality. The universality of self-consciousness is also its validity and actuality. Thus, spirit is an ethical actuality. The truth of spirit is actualized in the ethical world. Absolute spirit is revealed by conscious ethical activity. Hegel distinguishes between insight and belief. The belief is pure consciousness of spirit as the essential real, while pure insight is the self-consciousness of spirit as the essential real. Hegel contends that pure insight is without content, in that it is a consciousness of undivided unity of spirit. Belief and insight are related to each other in the phenomenology of mind. Belief may be an opposing object of pure insight. Belief may be transformed into pure insight. Pure insight is the spirit that tells consciousness that is essentially rational. Hegel declares that enlightenment is an expansion of universalization of pure insight. Pure insight is a unity of subjectivity and objectivity. Because of the consciousness become aware of itself as a mediating process between the subject and object, pure insight becomes enlightenment or consciousness of absolute being. Hegel explains that sense certainty is an insight into the nothingness of whatever is beyond sensory experience. This nothingness is a negative truth, while sensory experience itself is a positive truth. These two moments of truth of enlightenment may be followed by third moment of truth, which reveals that the insight transcends itself as a particular or finite. That fact of sensory experience can be related positively to the absolute, attaining unity of its ultimate reality. Insight is thus the process of recognizing the contradiction between moments of belief. Consciousness may have moments of being in itself, being for another, and being for itself. The transitory nature of these moments may be transcended by the process of pure insight, which reveals the unity of absolute as the conscious reality. Moral consciousness is a sense of duty as essential reality. Moral consciousness sees itself as realized in the fulfillment of duty. Hegel argues that insofar as consciousness is rational, it is also moral. Whatever is moral is rational. Moral action is real insofar as it fulfills duty. According to Hegel, the essence of moral action is pure duty. Hegel views religion as a consciousness of absolute being. Absolute being is the consciousness of spirit. Religion is the consciousness of spirit in its totality. Religion is a form of consciousness in which the spirit is revealed to itself. Religion of consciousness is an awareness of unity of being and thought, of mind and spirit. According to Hegel, absolute knowledge is spirit that gives its content the form of self. When spirit is absolute knowledge, its content is knowledge of action of self. Absolute knowledge is the spirit that realizes its own self-concept of spirit. Hegel's phenomenology of mind is remarkable for the breadth and profundity of its philosophical insight, the range and the power of its moral vision, and the unity and depth of its spirituality. For Hegel, spirituality produces the ethical life of the world. Spiritual individualities are unifying forms of ethical world. The conscious activity by which the individual forms of spirit return to the self or spirit is the process by which absolute spirit becomes itself and its reality. Thank you.
Здравствует. My name is Kalatil Muhammad Al Fatrahman and I am from third group. So today I am going to speak about Hegel on absolute spirit. So the first of all, the absolute spirit, it is considered to be a absolute activity. It is an active creative element. It permanently moves and develop, and in its self development create the whole universe like the world of continuous formation. uh, According to Hegel, the absolute ground of being is essentially a dynamic historical process of necessity that unfolds by itself in the form of increasingly complex form of being and of consciousness, ultimately giving rise to all the diversity in the world and in concepts with which we think and we make sense. The Hegel, he does not assert to the God or assert the God. He says that God is simply as us, finite humans, but neither does he assert that God is simply something other than us. When he says that real is rational and the rational is real, there is not using that as a lever for another speculative metaphysic. What he is working is this distinction between the language of religious then poetry, religious poetry, which is very close to the language of artistry image, but the images which becomes are symbols now. Спасибо.